Shut up.
Dum, dum, dum. Guys, we finally made it to DS9. Right?
Kind of. Kind of. This is one of those episode names that, is there's two episodes called The Emissary,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird.
Although we do see quite a lot of Worf with the Klingons. This is in a small way. This is seeing how Michael Dorn is as a show lead. In essence, is this his first? Is this his biggest role so far in a single episode?
Well, besides the one with the Klingons, Matter of Honor or whatever the hell that was called.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes.
Cool.
Yeah, and this one features a Kilf. Boop boop. A Klingon I'd like to F F F F F. Suzie Plakson. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, she's been a Klingon, she's been a Vulcan, she's been an Andorian, and she's been a Q. So she's pretty epically awesome. And she's just awesome in all those roles because she's Suzie Plakson. She's very sultry and seductive, and the way she moves and carries
Very
herself.
memorable.
It's like, oh, baby. Oh. Yeah. That's a good word. Are you listening to see if we sound good?
Yes, you are quite a lot higher than me, so let's see.
It's because we're in Canada, baby.
Maybe.
And it's legal over here. That's not what you meant. Okay, gotcha.
And I've got two of you in my ears right now. I got a new wireless buds, so I listen to old you in this ear, new you in this ear.
So it's like a delay. That should be funny. All right. So yes. So season 2, episode 20, almost done. Season 2.
Funny, we have
2 more episodes. It was though. Anyway, 2 more episodes after this one. We're going to be done season 2. So next weekend, we'll have a drunk recap, I guess.
People want us to get alcohol poisoning. Nah, it's fine. Well, it depends. Well, it's obviously up to you guys. That'll be fun. Hopefully, Admiral's okay. She can come in and join. Say hi to our TNG for a little bit, maybe.
I would love that. Yeah, hopefully she's good.
Hey, Ambassador came along last time, so it makes sense to swap off the special guest duties, as we have a special guest this week, as in Kayla. But yeah, do you want to just address the elephant in the proverbial super chat room?
Judge 1981, one of our moderators, throws in an amazing $50 super chat, which automatically just makes us super happy. But he says, I can't make it today, but sending my love. Remember to hit like and super chat. So he's doing his job as a moderator even when he's not here. So awesome. And followed up right away by Matthew K, who is now a new member, joined at the rank of commander. So welcome to the team. Welcome. It's great to have you here.
And that is important. And I will start sharing so you can reiterate and tell people all about that.
Right. Yeah. I will. It is important because it supports the channel and helps us grow and lets us know that you love us, and also just make sure that we can eat at the end of the month. So that's always a good thing. But you can also do that another way by super chatting, as Judge 1981 did. That's the gold standard right there for super chats, at least for this live stream. We've had other ones that have been more, but so if you guys, that's the minimum. Nobody else can do anything less than 50 for this whole. I'm just kidding, because that would be awful, because nobody else would super chat. No, but if you can super chat your question, comment, whatever about this episode, any facts any bits of trivia just your thoughts, your questions, we have to read them out on air, and hopefully then you feel important, like we love you. Also joining the channel helps as well, as Matthew K just learned. You get your name highlighted, you get a little badge beside your name, and we're more likely to focus on those and comment on those, just because we know there are people that support us, and that's really, really important. So also, other great ways to help us, there's a Teespring store down below. You can check out some cool Trekyards merch. So we got a lot of nice pinup shirts and mugs and cool stuff down there if you're interested. And that helps us out, helps you out. And if you like Eagle Moss ships, because you're a ship person, as we are, because we're Trekyards, you can follow the link down below and save yourself some money on Eagle Moss ships as well. But just make sure you follow the link down below and then choose the discount code Trekyards when you check out. But you have to use the link down below. Telma ML, I don't have money, but someone should send a couple $100 to them to take their shirts off. Well, I mean, that's happened. That happened in the last live, or the Drunkyards. Samuel waited till the end of the stream to do it, but he still did it. I don't care. I'll just take my shirt off for the hell of it sometimes. So, but that's terrifying because it's me, and I'm like an old 46-year-old man. Ugh. Now that I said that out loud, it's really bad. Samuel's the young buck. Anyway, we're going way off topic here. Anyway, if you can support us, please do. You can head over to Patreon/Trekyards. It's another way to help us on a monthly basis. But joining the channel is another monthly scheme, which also helps us out. So please consider doing that. Plus, you get the cool commander, captain, or admiral rank, and you get cool emojis and stuff you can use during the lives. So if you follow the lives and join the lives quite regularly, Trek reviewer, no, I won't do it right now. You're fine. But yeah, if you can join and get some cool stuff, emojis and stuff for the live. You know how it is.
But speaking of cool stuff, what did you think of this episode then? Episode 20 of season 2.
Well, this is one of my favorite episodes. Just because we get a lot
of season 2.
Of all of TNG. It's just a great episode, you know.
Wow.
I mean, you got some crew interactions with the poker. I think it's one of the first times we see poker.
I think it's number 3, yeah. 3 or 2.
Yeah, and Pulaski is all right in this episode. She doesn't bother me at all. So, again, kind of reevaluating my take on Pulaski during this whole season 2 debacle.
Jill was right.
No, Jill wasn't right. Yes, she was. She absolutely was. Plus, we also get some holodeck action. You know, we get
Bow Chicka action.
Right, we get some Klingons, some classic Klingon. Well, yeah, we get some Klingons. We get a Katinga. What else do we get? We get to top it all off, Kayla with Suzie Plakson. She's just amazing. So, yeah, there's a lot in this episode I really like. Plus, well written, well paced, good plot, like good storyline, well written, well delivered, well acted, and just intriguing all around. Although, I'm still confused as to why they would put them in hibernation for 75 years, which is fucking stupid. But anyway, yeah. So lots of good things going for this episode. So it's one of my favorites from TNG. So
that means it should be in the absolute. Our scores might be quite different, as in if this is your absolute top echelons, you've always kind of shown your card, you know, shown your
tip my hand a bit.
Yeah. Not that I'm disagreeing, but that's a bold statement, as Kayla was throughout this episode, very bold. This is an interesting one. I think this feels more like a season 4 episode.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and it is definitely interesting to watch this now post Picard and see Patrick's acting. He's obviously he's in prime captaining, but Patrick is so subtle acting, like he's just underplaying everything, and it comes across really strong and really well. That's one thing I really like. You know, it's mostly the two main people. There's obviously little bits of everyone else, but that's one thing that got me was his acting. I mean, Suzie just steals the show in terms of the performance. I mean, we've had a lot of guest stars, and often they're fine, but she's remarkable, and honestly, she makes. Well, this episode, what way I thought that they didn't waste a minute. You know, it was incredibly, every bit was a bit. And by the end, that final goodbye, I thought, wow, they've managed to actually create a tangible, you care about it bond with these two people. To which Worf's only said maybe 45 things to her, and she said, 250. But it's fully credible in less than an hour, in one episode. It's incredibly well done, guys. That was all on you, and it beats a lot of modern TV with how, the actors don't have that much chemistry per se, but they're doing it in a very certain way, which is fine. But just the idea of who they are and what they're striving for works so well. And then the main plot itself is really just a backdrop. It's about the character. It's not about the story. That said, the story itself of the Katinga Lost in Time is a brilliant story. I wish they'd had a full episode of being the focus. But it really is just a backdrop. But it's enough of a backdrop to do a thing. So yeah, it's a very good episode. It was almost unsatisfying with the D7 if there wasn't the in uniform. The sudden big end kind of helps.
Well, Katinga, not D7.
Well, yeah, I said Katinga earlier, but yeah. So it's a fun episode and definitely feels like a later piece for sure.
We got too much super chats. Jill47 is here. Yay, Jill. Love seeing Jill in the chat. $2. Jill was right. Jill was right. A bunch of musical instruments. Well, we're not done season 2 yet, so you could be wrong. You could see what happens in the next 2 episodes. She might
Shades
just
of
piss me
Grey,
off
she's
again.
just terrible.
Oh, well, she might be. So, yes, Jill. I'll capitulate. We'll see.
But we are 20 out of 22 through, so there's a good percentage right now so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Telma ML is
Thank
a
you.
liar because she does have money because she just super chatted $5. Thank you very much, Telma. Do you think Trek normalized aliens? I think it did. I'd marry a Klingon. Hell yeah. It did, absolutely. I'd marry an Andorian. I'd marry a Vulcan.
A Q. So you're trying to
Oh,
say.
God, a Q.
No, yeah, I mean, when they don't push them to the edge of the stereotype, you know, when they're not there just to play, like, you wouldn't marry Brunt, would you? But you could marry Rom or Nog, you know, they're obviously, they push certain people to more 3D, more 2D. You know, like, you'd rather marry a Martok than a Galron, you know.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. It's very much normalized as the fact that they're just people. They're just people that you get to know. Right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what they look like, and I think that's fantastic. So yeah.
And even the scenes where they do point out, like with the dude that had the breathe mask, the 2 dudes, what are their names?
Mendoc.
Yes. There you go.
And I don't know the other ones.
He does comment, you know, where's his comment on his look, but it's fixed very quickly, and same thing with him on the planet with the. You know,
well, even the last episode where Worf and Wesley are looking at the fish people, and Worf's like, "Oh, did you think this when you saw me?"
Yep.
He's like, "Yeah, kind of. I was a little afraid, but then it just kind of went away."
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
So.
Certainly. Although I was quite surprised in rewatching this. And again, this is my first time watching HD, big screen, big sound.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of I forgot how much this Klingon really was a human, trying to act a human until Klingon. It was. I would love to have heard the direction, because it really was like a 75-80% human performance until the very Klingon scenes. But I was surprised where that line was. It wasn't trying to be like B'Elanna is a bit more of an actual hybrid, I feel like, whereas Kayla tries to stay away from the Klingon side. I thought that was an interesting way.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, because her mother was human, so her father was Klingon, which you would think would be more powerful genetics as far as coming from a male. I mean, I don't want to be sexist there, but I don't know. B'Elanna did kind of, embrace her Klingonness more, for sure.
Well, she also rejected the humanness more, whereas Kayla did the other way around. She preferred her human side, which is some great dialogue stuff. We'll get to that later. But I was surprised how much on the spectrum that was, and the fact that people want to go that far, because you could almost think she wasn't acting Klingon. You know, if you didn't put the makeup on her, there wasn't too much of the hard edge.
Yeah.
Interesting balance.
Jeff Jacobs, 250. I wish 250. Quickly 50. Super nifty. Again at 100. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Quickly 50. Super nifty. That's not too bad. At least, like I said, at least not 50. 73 people watching. Yeah, everybody, please hit that like button. Let's get the likes up, and hopefully you enjoy this discussion. Like I said, if you want to super chat, there's lots of little trivia and stuff that we might not know, so let us know.
Yeah. And TK says hi, and he says he came in just quickly and liked it. So, awesome.
Yes, if you can't join us for the whole thing, please stop and just hit a like. That's amazing.
But what is amazing is this poker scene. I guess Pulaski does get a poker scene.
I hardly know her. Yes, it's a great poker scene, and it's not R-rated. Sorry.
What happens, Stuart?
Well, we get a little bit of flirting from Pulaski to Worf. I forget exactly what she says, but it's kind of like a nice little. Oh yes. But anyway, yeah, it's basically he's winning, and Data's like, I don't think that's quite the way to play. I don't think you understand the game. And he's like, Riker's like, well, his battle's a lot bigger than yours, so I think you're wrong. It was fun chemistry between them, and I love the dark room and the bright light on the table. I think it was great.
Although it makes you think that they probably should understand money when they go back in time, because they play poker with chips, which is money. You sort of picture the crew playing this like every week. Wednesday night's the poker night. They did it for 10 years. You can't imagine they've done this enough. Although since Data hasn't yet understood the idea of a fold, this is probably like his second time. But I love his hat's already involved. And I kind of appreciate from this scene that Riker was by nowhere the focus. He normally is in these scenes, and it's the same scene again and again. He was very much the side, and the other one's left to shine. And I mean, I appreciate that often the poker scenes are just there for fun. Not padding, but character fun padding. But Worf, this entire scene is just is a setup for later. Klingons don't bluff, obviously, 1-to-1, but also the fact that he can stay silent and still win, and his strength will just like resolve, and it's an interesting microcosm of a scene. Yeah,
and he gets his nickname, the Iceman, and later we hear the Iceman's melting.
Okay, that's from the scene. Yeah.
Well,
I would think it wouldn't be fun to play with him, because he just forces you to fold by throwing money at the situation, and then doesn't talk and doesn't engage. So you either win money off him or you beat. You know what I mean? It seems a bit odd. Like, it's like bowling, right? Bowling is, you're not almost there to bowl, because you can bowl the entire game if there's three of you in several minutes if you really want to, like if you're really good. But it's about eating, drinking, chatting, taking a little while. So he's a worse person to poker with almost. That's why you need the Riker and the Data and not the Data, to make fun of Data, I guess, but or fun with Data. What do you think? Because I kind of got that weird vibe from Worf, like his weird choice here.
I disagree. I think he's a perfect poker player. You don't want your poker player opponents to be talking too much and kind of... I mean, it's about the game. You kind of joking between the hands. I see what you're saying, but I don't know if I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just there to win.
Yeah. Although I found it odd that Plasky, after she loses all her chips, can still bet. That felt a bit odd. There was a slight editing cut there where they should have given her more chips. And then Worf betting 50 at the end is like, Worf, you don't start with 50. just trying to win at any cost. I like it.
Well, I mean, 3 aces and 2 queens. It's a great hand. She had a flush, but not a straight flush, I guess. I don't know. Anyway,
the second round, he starts with 50, and you're like, what?
Oh yeah. Plus the overconfidence. Plus he's got all the chips, so.
Oh, it's true.
Might as well help somebody out if they win, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good scene. It's nice that it leads in so well.
But then they get called to the bridge because there's something important happening.
Yes,
and then we see not Admiral Clancy,
but she's
Ensign Clancy. Yep. And ironically enough, this actress is Anne Ramsey. And Admiral Clancy's actress is Anne Magnuson. So they're both named Anne. They're both named Clancy. They look a lot alike. So I understand people's confusion, but I just want to clarify that. It's not the same character, and it's not the same actress.
Yeah, I doubt this. You couldn't really go from Ensign to Admiral in...
Well, you could
40 years. Well, also lose all your hair to grey. I mean, she aged 70 years in... You get the sense she's about as old as Picard, if not just a little bit younger. So
maybe he sent her on her away mission and messed up her hair.
Well, there you go. Yeah, maybe.
And that's why she's all pissed at him.
But anyway, yeah. This is one of those things that old Trek did that modern Trek doesn't. They actually give time for the setup, as in, right, we've got a science thing happening, we've got a Federation thing happening. Let's talk it through. Let's make it feel tangible. Let's make it feel procedural. Let's build up suspense. It's not just like, vroom, here we go, we're fighting. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, let's build into this. There's a message. There's a thing. We have to go meet somebody. What is it? Don't know. It's a probe. Blah, blah, blah. It builds up really nicely. And the whole time I'm thinking, Dan, this is. They are not used to this, which tells us this is interesting. What's going on?
Yeah. But they have to head to a rendezvous point near the Barada system. They talk about some colonies in the Barada system, but the coordinates aren't in the system themselves. They're outside the system. And So there's kind of a mystery going on here that, which is interesting. Not a normal day at the office, if you will. And Admiral Gromik comes on screen, and this is a Admiral's uniform we haven't talked about, which, again, they love their Admiral's uniforms, but they always like, oh, we're going to change it this episode.
It's parts of old ones. They sort of kit back. I feel like it's just a TNG uniform they put stuff on. But it's very weird not to give her a comm badge.
I noticed that,
instantly.
actually.
Oh, so I didn't, she's fine in it, but it's like, what? It's weird.
I knew something looked off.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I did find it a bit odd that, and this is one of the things that kind of, they real-timed to Earth, or at least Starfleet Command, Yeah. So in this one, it was doable.
They do that when it's convenient for the plot.
But she could have easily been on Starbase 16 where she was sent from. So they didn't really clarify.
Yeah. I love how she says, too, I can't give you any details.
Nope.
The envoy will do that.
Nope.
So head to these coordinates.
Trust us.
Yeah.
We're not infected by alien parasites. Just trust us this time, okay?
And we find out the envoy is aboard a Class 8 probe. And they're like, that's just over 2 meters long. But with the sensors and navigational equipment removed, you could support a life support system in there, which could sort of keep one person alive. And the cool thing is it's designed to travel at warp 9. So for the time, this is a damn fast probe.
It's absurd probe. I was flabbergasted at that speed, seriously.
Yeah. And the fact that they're sending her via this method at warp 9, it's saving them 6.1 hours by sending her to meet them.
Yep.
This way. So it tells you that's very time sensitive. They need to get as much time out of it as they can. So
it builds up so much tension. I love it. It's almost a little down as just a torpedo, but that should have had a little bit more to it. But the fact they can go to warp 9, Stuart, that's incredible. I mean, it has no visible anything. I'm assuming that the ship was launched, the probe was launched to warp 9 and then sustained its way.
It probably has a small warp sustainer, because I can't imagine when something without a warp core really getting to warp 9.
I mean, I know it's tiny as all hell, so it wouldn't need much power, but I mean, especially if you take everything out. I mean, she took up the entire space, so I don't really buy that it was launched at warp, and it can sustain for like 46 hours. Now, normally it would have other stuff in it, which is why it could continue at warp.
Maybe.
But that's why it couldn't be dropped out of warp, because it was dangerous. It had to stay at warp. Like, it was sustained. They couldn't turn it off. It was like the shields weren't strong enough. Like, it was launched at warp. It kept itself going. It had to pick it up at warp because that's how it was ironically safest. No, so it's a wonderful concept, and I'm surprised I never used it again, because it's such ooh, wow. But it's so specific. And it's just a genius way of keeping a mystery of a guest star, launch from a probe and give those tensions. Just great. It's a great concept.
Yeah, and I remember watching this the first time going, 2 meters long, like, are these small people? Like, there's a small person, it's going to be a little alien, what's it going to be? Yeah. So it kind of had that mystery at the time. Ozzy Madero still puts in $5 and says, "Hi, Admiral," from the Admiral Skeleton Hands.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they lock onto it with a tractor beam, so you get to see one of the upper neck-mounted or Cobra head-mounted tractor beam emitters.
Didn't even know there was one there, I'll be honest.
Well, kind of makes sense. I think they use it more than once in the series.
I think they do too.
But I think there would make perfect sense, especially for saucer separation. Looks like there's one there, and it looks like there's one on the main body as well, so that one's on a saucer. So should you need to use tractor beams to reconnect because you can't do it manually or something, I think, and if one on the saucer is damaged, you can use the one on the neck. Anyway, I think it makes perfect sense to have them there.
Yeah, I'm used to Blinkies being around there, so to have, no, it's such a fun little intro. Although beaming out of warp is, well, first of all, beaming in warp at all. I mean, you both got shields up. I'm assuming that they matched shield harmonics and therefore could beam it aboard, because the pod can't lower its shields, the Enterprise can't lower its shields. You're at warp, you'll both be destroyed. So, beaming at warp. Like, I'm trying to avoid a scene in Convergence where people beam at warp because I'm like, don't think you can beam at warp.
She's within their warp bubble at this point, though. So they're both moving the exact same speed, which is not moving at all. That would be my guess.
I mean, yeah. I guess the universe is moving around you at warp. You're not moving, so I guess it has no thrust. So I guess that makes sense. Okay. But I would have assumed that the pattern buffer could just stop your motion.
Yeah.
If you want it to, I mean, it can go. It can turn you from sitting to standing if you need it to. So it's a pretty cool piece of tech.
Yeah. And Shade X27 says warp fields aren't shields, so you can't have this same warp field, but that you can because we see it in Enterprise where they do the warp tether, where they basically combine the two ships and combine the warp field.
Yeah, warp bubble.
So, yeah, I'm sure that
the subspace field is created, and if you can match the frequencies, and you can sort of pass through, and then you can share it, and then you can extend. I mean, how many times they said, "We'll extend our shield, extend our warp field, extend." It's a field of energy, Stuart. You can do a lot with it. But yes, she beams aboard, or it beams aboard. Everyone walks in. I like how LaForge walks away instantly. It's like, but you could need to repair the probe or something. I don't know. Okay, that's fine.
Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $5.
Thank you.
From MA, whatever that is. Class 8 probe capable of sustaining warp 9.5 for 6 hours with equipped warp sustainer module.
There you go. Yeah.
He's doing our Trekyards research for us right there.
And it makes so much sense, honestly, because then you can do a flyby of a planetary system, like in another person's territory or whatever, and then you can launch it, and then you can whatever. Or if you want to, like, if you're running low on fuel, you can chill out at warp 4, go to warp 7 briefly, launch it, boom, it's there. I mean, exponentially quicker, No, it's a good thing, and yeah, and then it opens up. It's incredibly filled with the persons. There's basically nothing else. I mean, if you really look at it, there's nothing else to it. I mean, it's a prop they built for her to put in, and it's like, whoops. Although, actually, I'm sure it's the same prop as they put the dead guy in To Love Him Is to Know Him.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually,
yeah,
it is, because you can see where they had the open hatch.
They covered the window, yeah. I have no problems thinking that those things sticking up on top are where the warp sustainer is hidden and stuff. So
I mean, it's sci-fi. I mean, the whole premise is a beautiful sci-fi madness,
Yeah. So yeah, they crack it open. And I love how Pulaski's like, these readings are kind of off, which gets explained in a minute. But you kind of wonder what's going on. Zeraxis, though, throws in $5. Wouldn't there be a scattering issue from trying to beam from warp, similarly to trying to fire weapons? If the fields are merged, it's not a problem. Well, yeah, I mean, Technobabble can explain everything. We can make it work.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can fire weapons through shields if you can match the frequency of the energy. So as long as you're inside the warp bubble, then it shouldn't be a problem. You just have to carefully maneuver in. But yes, revealed is a Klingon. And we haven't seen that many Klingons in the show, so I'm sure at the time it was like, ooh, a Klingon.
Well, like how she's like, I greet you. I am Kayla. Like the way she speaks is like, wow.
Very different. Yeah. Stands out instantly. And also, she's so calm. And as soon as she stands up with Reich, she's like, hello, right, I'm here. And it's like, you've been stuck in that little box for... Yeah.
She's a tall woman, I'm telling you.
But she's stuck in that box for 6 hours. I would have, if I was director, I would have said, come out and stretch. Like, do some sort of Klingon, and click some bones. But she's like, hello, ready, yes, let's go. She's very efficient.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I couldn't be in that tube for...
Oh, nope. You know me, I'm claustrophobic. I can't even be sitting with my legs like too close together for long periods of time without being annoyed.
Yeah, when I'm next to you, sitting there in your office, you do not appreciate me after 5 minutes.
Not so much that. It's more like when I can't move because we're on a plane or something, you can't get out.
Well.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I know because I was there.
You were there. She says that later.
Huh?
She says that in this episode. It was great and glorious and wonderful. Or what did he say? Oh, we were mated. I know. I was there. That's exactly what she says.
That's a very Orville line. I think this character is very much. I mean, the vibe is so off-brand, if that makes sense. But it works so tremendously well for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Pulaski's confused because she's getting odd readings, and that's because I'm half a Klingon. Father was a human. My mother was a Klingon.
Cool.
So,
yeah,
bing.
I was a bit not weirded out, but confused that it's like, would that really show weird readings?
Yeah, see, the medical things with Klingons always bug me. Like, I don't even know it's anatomy, Jim. Really? Because in Trouble with Tribbles, you knew it was a Klingon based on its internal.
Well, the Trekyards said beep beep Klingon. I mean, that wasn't really any medical, just beep beep. But
I said something about the internal organ configuration.
He's got 2 penises, Jim. What?
Oh, that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah. Well, he could. He could.
Your video went bye-bye.
Yes, it did. Hello, video. Oh. Doesn't like my camera anymore. And now the Skype's gone a bit screwy. I think Skype's crashed. Skype has crashed. Sorry guys, one moment. Okay, it's got the camera there. Sorry about that, Skype crashed.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Anywho.
Yeah.
I was just about to read Mike Bravo puts in $2.
Thank you.
Captain Foley sending you a Kayla in a torpedo. Well, it's $2 long, which is close to 2 meters, I guess. But you know, if I could get a Kayla for $2, I mean, I'd be down. Just saying.
Yep.
Does anything I say surprise you anymore, Samuel? Seriously?
Oh no, I'm just letting you express yourself.
Oh. You always look like disappointed. I don't know. I thought what word I would use to describe how you look when I do things like that.
Oh, you know me too.
Embarrassed. Oh, look. Jill.
Ah.
Jill, 47, who's now I Greet You, has joined the channel at the rank of Commander. Well, welcome, Jill. It's good to have you on board officially now. That's awesome. So thank you.
I only took her 2 TNGs or 3 post Picard Live, so she came right back in. Brilliant. As did these people into this briefing. And Worf is not happy. But it's very gentle acting. I'll give him credit. It didn't go over the top of this. It's nuanced.
Told you we meet again, Worf. Aren't you going to greet me? Yeah. I have nothing to say to you. But anyway, here we get the briefing that 2 days ago, Starbase 336 received an automatic transmission from a Klingon ship named the Tong. I use tongs when I barbecue. It was so we find out this ship was sent out on a mission over 75 years ago when the Federation and Klingon Empire were still at war.
Now, don't do the math while you keep reading that.
Yep. They were put in cryogenic sleep. So what we're going to have when they thaw out or wake up is a ship full of Klingons that think we're still at war. And there's going to be several star bases within striking range, or Federation outposts, sorry, which are not heavily armed. There is a Klingon ship coming in, which is great because Klingons would be better for the situation. But it's the Prang, and it's 2 days behind them. So by the time they get there, it'll be too late. They would have attacked several outposts probably because that's their orders. So,
what if we don't know their orders? They just say at the end we're on a special mission, and they never. I'm like, yeah. What is it? Oh.
Yeah, and even earlier they say, well, we don't even know what the mission was. There's no records. Well, records could have been lost. But before we talk anymore, Mike Bravo just upgraded his membership to the rank of Admiral.
Oh my god.
So thank you very much, Mike Bravo. That is amazing.
Does your admiral there have anything to say to a new current admiral? If she's in
You
the
have
room?
anything you want to say to a new admiral that joined the channel? Admiral? No. Maybe. Yes. She's thinking.
I'm thinking it's hard.
Thinking's hard.
I worked 10 hours today.
I know, sweetie.
That's why admirals are admirals. They don't have to think anymore.
Welcome to the club. Don't worry about the captains. They're like whiny teenagers that'll eventually go away.
Or become an admiral themselves, and then they can all.
It's true.
Club.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
The government.
Do you want some math?
Yes, give me some math. Lay some math upon me.
The IKS Tong was launched 1 year prior to Undiscovered Country.
Ooh, that's nice.
Which didn't exist yet, so they didn't know that. They didn't know that at the time. I'm bloody thankful it wasn't like 1 year after, because it'd be like, at war. But that's nice.
That's good. Yeah.
Although, you wonder why. Although, should we get into why now? Because I was confused. I mean, I love the idea. But why?
Yeah, we'll talk about it now, but we got a super chat first. Tom Casey, $2.
Thanks.
Just doing my part. Thumbs up. Love that episode. Well, thank you very much. Make sure you've hit the thumbs up as well.
That's true.
I mean, one in the super chat is great, but if you hit the actual button, that'll help us out immensely.
Yeah, right.
So yes,
only 76 likes.
What?
Therefore, click like. I want to see 90. Come on. I see 90. No, 90 here, 90 here, 90 here, 90 here. Come on, just give me 90 now.
You should never be an auctioneer. I wouldn't even attempt auctioneer because I can't do it because it's a skill for sure. Anyway. But yeah, so they get launched on this mission, put in cryosleep, and I guess planned to wake up 75 years later. Like, you're drifting through Klingon or Federation space, whatever. It's like hey, if we lose the war, surprise! Guess what? We have Klingons out there that are frozen that are going to come back and kick you in the ass later.
An antiquated Katenga that's 70 years old tech.
Right? It's the newest tech of the time, though, I'm sure. But I mean, that's almost a waste of a ship because they're in cryosleep. So if anything enemy comes across it in the 75 years,
well, we
blow it out of the water.
And could have blown them up.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's a stupid plan. Just saying.
That's why I kind of wish there was a...
It's a great premise.
I wish there was the reveal. It didn't need to be, but it would have been nice if well, hey, wouldn't it have been kind of cool if there's a sequel to this, right? Turns out, like, Worf's father's brother was on the ship.
It's Worf's uncle?
Yeah. Wouldn't that have been amazing? Like, super random, but just, like, he's back and it's like, Uncle! Worf! Your Federation, I hate you! What? What? I've got honor. No, you don't. So I guess I do. Yeah, but I mean, I can't imagine 75 years was intentional. It seems very arbitrary. They got a signal. Maybe it was just because are they even in Federation space or Klingon space? They're not in Klingon space because then they would have to go into Klingon space, and this wasn't a mission. Like, Plakson is playing a Federation envoy, not a Klingon envoy.
Yes.
So therefore, she's not a. This is a Federation-sided event. They've called for a Klingon ship, but it's a Federation-side event. So they're in Federation space. Well,
the way they say it, that they'll be within striking distance of several Federation outposts.
Yeah.
It's near the border.
Yes.
But yes, on the Federation side. Yeah.
Now, there was a neutral zone sometimes with Klingons and sometimes not. As you said before, space is 3D. So, I mean, there's so much just space. There's no reason for it to be not out. Yeah. Maybe even just cryo by itself. Maybe they were trying to go a distance. I mean, it would have been kind of fun if they, like, went somewhere. Like,
we're aiming for the Delta Quadrant.
Yeah.
It's timing. Right?
Well,
75 years.
I mean, that literally happened with the Prophecy. I mean, there is a ship of that. That does, apart from they don't go in cryo, so they live the way. It's a very similar plot, actually, when you think about that. But it would have been kind of fun if they said we'd sent them out to, like, conquer other parts of the galaxy, and the navigation got stuck, and it ended up doing like a big roundabout, and now it's back.
That's the thing. I think that did they tie it into the Voyager one? Because it makes sense if you're going to send, if you want the Klingon Empire to expand, send them to the farthest parts of the galaxy or the quadrants, and put them in stasis until they get there or something. And because it malfunctioned, it just kind of hung around.
Yeah, would have been kind of cool. And then it explains why it went off inside space. Maybe it was out for 50 years, came back. Or if they'd had a mission out of Federation space, or out of Klingon space, and they came back. Because you're right, if 75 years already, you'd have no idea what the political landscape's going to be, and your ship's going to be antiquated, and you're going to be rusty, and you know what I mean? It's a weird plot. That's why I kind of wish for... And they say a special mission, and being sent on a mission which is 75 years able to be delayed.
I want to see Batson and these Klingons go at it, because they're from the same era.
Yes. I was literally thinking at the end, I was like, this is the Worf version of Batesman. This is the exact same conversation, just stop talking, I'll kill you, versus eat cardboard because we have something to tell you. Very different approach. No, I was thinking that, absolutely.
Yeah, same time period, so...
Yeah. Although I love, just like Voyager, they can scan the cloak easy. Like, the ship has... And they even fired disruptors twice. No effect. It's like...
Yeah, they mentioned that later, like, those old ships, the shielding wasn't good, so they leaked gamma or whatever, so we can track them, no problem.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I like it.
And they're like, well, we... Spies humans.
Hold on, Stuart. Lost you there. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, so talking will be a waste of time. Klingons of that era were raised to despise humans. We'll try diplomacy, but I promise you, it won't work. We have to destroy them. And Picard's just like, no.
Yes.
I want options, and I want them now.
Yeah, that struck me as odd that... Okay, I know she's there to give the mission, that's fine. But her only option is kill them all.
Yeah, I know, right?
And there's a Klingon ship coming to find them. I know they were saying if they're awake, we kill them all. So there is that slight disclaimer on the off chance. But do you think Klingon government's being okay with that? I mean, murdering officers, you know what I mean, for relatively no effort,
Well, they don't want to risk the political ties with the Federation at this point. So if this ancient Klingon started attacking outposts and kill a bunch of Federation citizens, I mean, it's going to cause problems. So the Klingons, I can see the Klingons going, yeah, destroy them if you have to. But
we didn't even think they were alive anyway. I mean, Jeff's grandfather Kumpok. I mean,
we lost the records.
Yeah. Where's the ship? I don't even know. But it's interesting. There is a distinct... I don't know if you saw this too, but Kayla, she vents her frustration on the Klingon culture in a complete... she thinks of them as one-dimensional... they're Klingons! She keeps using that as the argument. Well, they're Klingons! They will kill, they will attack, they are mindless. There's a sense of self... Not hate per se, but hate for the culture, or at least one-sided understanding of the culture.
Well, they kind of explained that. She embraced her human culture, and she thought the Klingon in her was a monster because it was her temper, and when it came out, she always tried to suppress it. So, yeah, that kind of makes a little bit of sense. But, yeah, I mean,
it's
a little extreme.
That, yeah, exactly. There was quite a lot of that.
Yeah, so Picard's like, Lieutenant, I'm assigning you to help the Emissary. And he's like, I suggest that Commander Riker or Data help Special Emissary Kayla. Are there personal reasons you don't want the assignment? Yes. Are there professional reasons you don't want the assignment? No. And then just Picard gives him that dad look, like, I withdraw my request, Captain. Good. Go do your job.
Wonderfully acted, nice, gentle. You don't need bang, bang, shooty, shooty, gun, gun. This is a very... it's sort of procedural, like I said earlier, but it makes so much sense. And yeah, Captain Picard is on peak captaining.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Worf still said yes, I mean, he's had to be shown the error of his thought process. And then you actually get a rather lovely, I thought, scene with these two ladies that is whatever it is until they start talking about it. It's like, yeah, they're both half of their own culture, half another culture, and you don't really get that. Although there are many characters of that, they don't tend to have scenes together. So it's actually rather quite nice, and it's a very honest conversation, very open, very, it's really interesting actually.
Yeah, it's the trap between cultures talk, and we hear it with B'Elanna as well later.
Definitely B'Elanna later.
But yeah, she admits she's got her mother's sense of humor that
I like that.
gets her in trouble sometimes, and she keeps her Klingon side under tight control. It's like a terrible temper, something I don't want people to see. So I mean, I understand. I understand the way they wrote this character. That the Klingons are pretty. They're pretty violent, and women's tempers are bad enough generally.
Well,
when they're human. So to make the half Klingon one, that's just dangerous.
Look at your wife while you say that. As in to make sure she's not looking.
No, she wants to kill me now. It's fine.
Well, proving the point. No. The thing about Klingons, right, is that you say they're more violent. I mean, they are in the sense that if they go drinking, headbutting each other to draw blood is a hashtag funsies. Is a YOLO, so we would consider that violence, whereas in a normal situation they might knock you out, but it's, if they have the ridges that can support that, they stab each other, as in, the grip, they punch each other, it's all fun in the sense of it's general stuff, so the baseline of what they do is different. So while she says it's more violent, I'm sure a Klingon male wouldn't want to repress all of his natural wantings to headbutt. I'm sure the first time he headbutted his wife, she's cracked her skull. It's like, well, shit. Gotta get my wife to hospital and regenerate. It's fine, but it's like,
we know,
babe, please calm down on the headbutting, okay?
We know the Klingon sex is kind of rough.
Well,
we'll find that out later.
And the double dicks, which
it's not a thing. Sorry, it's not a thing.
It was just that guy who's overcompensating. He had plastic dick surgery. Some women have bigger breasts. He replaced one small one with two big ones. Just that one guy. There you go. Wow, I went serious, but yeah, great conversation. It's I like that Kayla acts so differently to how you expect she'd be. And it's an interesting case study. And the fact that she isn't in more is sad. They really could have done with more with her. I honestly, now having rewatched this one, swapping, giving up Kayla for Alexander is not a worthy swap. I mean, give us 3 more with her and then give us Alexander.
Yeah. It's a shame we only see her one more time. Fantastic character and such a great actress. So.
Yeah.
Star Trek. And I guess I'm back now. All right, cool. So now we're in generic Science Lab 1.
A la redress of Battle Bridge. And courtroom and other science room.
And yes. He's like, "You're late." Well, I had to make myself beautiful. What's wrong, Worf? I don't bite. Well, that's wrong. I do bite. It's like, I gotta say, that's one hell of an outfit.
It's good. It's a good balance of style, substance, and panaz. But she is incredibly forward. But it's so charming. Like, she's a charming woman. And considering that she has to deal with Worf's lack of personality, she's like giving 300% to his 4%. It's such a. I'm not sure why she finds him attractive per se. I'm sure the 6 years ago was what made it, but it's just like he's given nothing.
Yeah. I just love how, like, why won't you look at me? I am aware of your appearance. It's like, whoa, just chill out, dude.
Yeah, he's a lot of that sort of stuff
And
in this episode.
The funny thing is, she's wearing this outfit, and then they take a break. They go to the holodeck. She's wearing a different outfit.
Yep.
And then they're back in the science lab, and she's wearing the exact same outfit with her hair exactly the same again. So you can tell they filmed this scene and the other science lab scene at the exact same time, and not a big deal. I'm just saying, it's one of those things that you notice.
Maybe that's one of her emissary uniforms. That's the emissary uniform, so she got several of them.
Oh, they need more emissaries on board.
Well, to be fair, though, she has no outfits because she was in a tube. So these are all replicated outfits. So she got, I'm sure replicators can keep them clean as well. So it doesn't make any difference really. And it's the same day, so she had a sonic shower after the fight, and then said, "Computer, same outfit again." It was great. It was cool.
Maybe. Stop applying logic to my problems.
But we learned they were thing 6 years ago. They don't really delve into it very much.
Yeah, almost a thing. He was afraid to commit or whatever. You know,
Well,
it's
they both
typical.
were, and that's later on.
We weren't old enough. Yeah, we get that later.
Although since, and again, I know it's later, but since having sex seems to be for him, you know, that's the thing. Then they can't have been together that long, 6 years ago, because she seems like the woman. She's like, dude, I'll shag you. I mean, come on, you're hot. And he's like, no, save it for bonding. It's like, so that would have been that would have been a book. You know, what happened 6 years ago? Because he's not that old, Worf.
Yeah.
So that was young Worf. Ensign Worf.
So we find out that the captain of the Tong is Captain Katampak. No records of the missions, so it obviously was a secret mission. And Worf's like, no, could have been lost over the years, which is fine. I mean, when governments get changed and stuff, right?
It's also 75 years ago and before Praxis. I mean, I'm not against that. I think there's no... Yeah. They play that line so well of it could be important, it could not be important, it could be a random test, it could not be, it could have been a failure, it could have been, you know, it was a very ambiguous, which I kind of like.
Well, I really like Worf here because, you know, he's the Klingon. He's always like, sir, should I fire torpedoes at them?
No, Mr. Worf.
Can I fire torpedoes?
Never.
But here he's advocating for the Federation because she's like, the situation is hopeless. He's like, well, there are always options.
Yep.
One thing I've learned about serving with this crew is that there's other ways to solve problems. And it's like, okay, well, usually you're just like, let's shoot them. So I thought that was great that he's, you know, in Starfleet and he's adapting that Starfleet mentality. So
I mean, it's a couple of reasons, I think. A, because they're Klingons themselves, so obviously, you know, he's not going to want to kill Klingons first. He's going to try and think, because she went for overly aggressive, which is, like you say, the more Klingon way. He went for the opposite tactics. He's thinking, well, why, you know, it's not honourable, whatever. But also, I think he's trying to impress her with how much she's grown subconsciously, like trying to be not the Klingon, not the default Klingon she remembers, because, you know, he can, you know, sort of tell that she's not fully into a fully Klingon, as it were. But yeah, his balance is very nice here, and he holds it well. And Kayla's logic is sound; it's just sad, if that makes sense. And her at the end saying, "Well, no, my report is this. We're done." Walks away, and it's like, I guess technically that would end the meeting. Yes. Damn.
And then she storms off to her quarters and smashes the table. And I love the guy in the hallway that like walks by her and checks out her ass. I got a screen cap of that because he's looking down. He's looking down, and I don't blame him. That's me. That's like a young Starfleet Captain Lieutenant Foley, probably. Sorry.
Well, to be fair,
anyway,
he's never seen a Klingon woman before, so.
It could be.
Yeah, there aren't that many Klingons that mean. Yeah, Worf's the only one in Starfleet. She's the only one in the Federation.
And she smashes her transparent aluminum table.
Stuart, it's made of the same material. No, as we know, Klingons can go through glass or aluminum.
Even if they're falling, whether they're falling or hitting it. Yes.
Klingon, go back to season 1. Klingons always find a way of breaking through the glass, whatever. Yeah. I don't know about you, but this scene, as soon as this happened, I was getting massive flashbacks to my youth from the Encyclopedia CD. They had a few little shitty clips, and this was one of them. So I watched them again and again over the years, so I knew that exact moment very, very well.
K7 puts in $5. Worf was almost always right. If they would have done what he suggested, the crew would have had a lot less trouble. But drama.
Yeah. And guys, do super chat if you have comments, please do. It's sort of slow down a little bit, so just a little bit would be good.
So I love how she smashes it, and then instantly you see the regret and like the ugh.
Yep.
But she feels better now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then Deanna comes in and says, "You're upset." Let me guess. Your empathic abilities told you that. Well, yes, that and the table. Yeah.
Yeah, this is this scene I like the least. I find it stupid that Deanna walks in. First of all, Kayla was in a meeting. It ended early, so therefore Deanna, she was not meant to be in this room. And you have to go, Billy, come in. So she doesn't know she's there.
Whoa.
She walks in anyway. Now, I know she could have said computer locate Kayla, fine. But there's no reason within 1 second of this it would happen. It just feels so filmic and stupid, and I hate it. She's like,
you realize she's an empath, right? And this lady is pissed to the nines, so she probably left a whole trail of like anger trailing behind her. She's like, well, I think I should go check on that.
yeah,
just
but,
because.
but 1 second, all of 5 seconds. I mean, let Kayla sit, have a drink, whatever. It feels so much like a film. I hate the editing of that. And then the contrived line of, I think you're angry. No shit. It's like, well, but then it gets clever again with her acting. But I think it's a stupid little scene that should have been directed much better. Hey, not gonna love everything, but that's I think the worst. If that's the worst bit of the episode, they've done well. That's my note on that.
Jeff Jacobs, $2.
Jeff Jacobs.
We got our century. Can 150 possibly be? Trying to rhyme with century. We got our century. Can 150 possibly be? Wow. You, sir, are a scholar. A man among men. So thank you. Hashtag make Jeff pay. We have 114 people here. Everybody hit that like button, because I'm sure we could get 120, even though we only have 114 people here, because a lot of people that hit like might have left already. You know how it is. So please just hit like if you haven't already.
And if you don't want to like for us, then like for the never-ending greatness that is the holodeck subset, which they put next to the actual set of the alien world or whatever, and therefore you can just walk right into it and it's seamless, it's beautiful, I love it so much. And, or her outfit. I mean, her outfit's pretty cool too. It's like a gymnast outfit. Space gymnast with shoulders.
Well, I love how she says pull up exercise routines. So we get scuba diving in Hanama Bay, Earth. We get Klingon rite of ascension chamber,
which we've already seen.
Which we've seen already. Calisthenics, Lieutenant Worf. Shikar Desert Survival, Vulcan.
That's cool.
Carnival Celebration, Rio de Janeiro. Racetrack, Longchamps, France, Earth. Dixon Hill in the Long Dark Tunnel, and Dixon Hill in the Black Orchid. Those are probably like the last couple that were run, maybe. But those are not exercise programs, which is what she asked for.
Maybe Dixon Hill, he has to run away a lot.
I thought it was going to say Dixon Hill, shooting range or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's just titles of the books. So.
No, that's actually a really good point. I mean, I thought it probably wasn't going to make sense anyway, but yeah. 3 of those we've seen on screen, that's why they used them. It's like...
And this is remastered, though. I know they changed some of that stuff for remastered to put in some other stuff.
Should have fixed this, then. This
maybe this is the fix.
Well, that'd be a shame.
I know. Just saying. But yes, yeah, anyway.
Puts on the glove of Worf punching people. Or the glove of venting frustration.
And then we get seen on the bridge. Picard comes out and asks about the status of have they found the ship yet? Worf comes on and he's like all pissy.
Well, he says off camera, like, you're relieved! And you can kind of sense what's happening.
And everybody just kind of like, And he's like, I'm going to run a diagnostic on all tactical and backup systems. And Riker's like, yeah, we just ran that. It's fine. I feel it necessary to check them again. And Riker's like, the fuck you just say, boy? And Picard's like, just come over here for a second, Lieutenant. I order you to relax.
I am relaxed!
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Gentle
great
acting
scene
of Picard. I love his just like strength, because the fact is that Michael Dorn's a tall man. Patrick is not a tall man, not really. And when you look at those two side by side in that shot where he pulls them away, Picard looks like he has more authority. The way he's standing, the way he's holding himself. Even though Worf held himself strongly, you can tell Picard's the one in charge, and that says something strong about the acting and the choice here. That Picard was in that much of the zone to be like, well, Patrick was. That was a good scene. And I like the amount that Worf's yelling, and yeah, everyone takes it, but they're not happy. They understand, and there's a point of no return, and he's not yet reached it, but he will eventually.
Well, I like how Captain Picard kind of ends with do your job kind of thing, and Worf's like kind of looks at him a second and then takes off, and Picard like didn't back down, he's a captain. He's like. And it looks like for a second he was like kind of hesitant, like, oh shit, but then he like just walks down the ramp.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
And then Riker and him kind of have a minute. They're like, "You ever seen him like this?" Yeah, no. So.
And then Worf's gonna go relax, but oh no, someone's using the program without even asking. And he's like, interesting.
Well, you think they'd have like.
Oh no. I don't know if that was a good writing or good acting at the moment. I think both. Now we'll commence hilarious scene. It's Thanos' other glove. Oh, I like that. It's funny. Power glove. Are you back? No, you're not. Okay. Remember Worf's line for first contact. If you're another man, they'll kill you where you stood. Yes, very true. Very true. Gonna hang up on him because they ain't not working. But we're almost quite a way through. Are you there, Stuart?
I have returned.
Good. Well, he was back. No one knocks for holodecks or calls on that ship. Yeah, this week no one knocked. How's our OBS looking? It's a little bit in the yellow. Slow that a little bit. There we go, now in the green. Lost him again, yes. You think your private programs have passwords? Now, do you guys have a problem with them with Warp being able to get into with Kayla getting into the program? I can imagine that. I mean, you know, it's such a big crew and it's the future, so you have an enlightened sense. Maybe there's like Worf unique versions, as in like, you know, he walks on and says, "Computer, Worf killed," you know, number 14. But I can imagine it wouldn't necessarily be locked. It was not that special.
Gotta love the quarantine internet these days. All right, hopefully I'm back now. But yeah, I got a Xeraxis $2 super chat is awesome. Behold, the +5 glove of Klingon fury.
And someone said Thanos' other glove.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Then we get montage of Kayla beating up Michael Westmore, random fever dream aliens. Including...
I always thought the skull got... Skeletor. I always thought Skeletor always impressed me. Especially when it gets cut in half in a minute. It's one that always stuck with me as a kid.
And it's one of those nice scenes where they get to reuse sets and costumes and things, and it adds so much. It's actually a cheap scene in the sense that you have to reassemble everything. It's a little bit of a long scene, I think, but it's really about these two characters, so it builds up nicely.
But yeah, they fight, and then they go. Well, she finishes fighting or level 2 because she kind of mocks his calisthenics program, which is not cool, man. Not cool. And then they have a discussion talking about essentially Worf, where she says, "You're the perfect Klingon, the ultimate minimalist."
That's a good line.
Yeah, and he says, "I find people that use humor generally talk much but say little." And she's like, "Well, others say nothing."
I get the sense this scene was in like draft 13. It was refined. Every single line was a crafted blow of not, you know, necessarily negativity, but strength, and it's just beautifully, you know. I think this scene is when the episode is really sold on you. After this fight, you just kind of watch and think, "Oh, it's a fight," and then you like see this big scene. It's just like, yes, wow, this is a wow, you know.
But then they get all hot and horny.
They start smelling each other's hormones and glands and all that stuff.
The pheromones are strong with these ones.
I kind of wish there was one more scene of them, like, fighting together, because it does kind of go from being no, we're not no, we're fighting to now we're doing it. I know that can happen, but I wish there was one little bit in between of them having to stand each other and then be close. Do you know what I mean? Like, it does just sort of switch. It's like, I mean, sure, but could have been a little bit smarter.
Yeah. And you gotta get the fingernails cutting into the flesh as well. It's good. And
also, what we saw when we saw in with Q, Riker Q asking, "What do you want?" and the woman came in. She was very submissive and like sort of cat sexual, like coming up to him. And I thought as soon as Kayla was on this beam, I'm like, she feels like a Klingon woman. Things are taking over. She's going to be submissive and interesting, and she kind of has that. She's like waiting for him to make a move, and she's like, it's an interesting, like it's a well thought out little sex chess game here of I kind of wish I had more of that, but what we get is good, and yep.
And then comes one of my favorite lines from this episode, which you've already ruined for everybody, but Worf says, "We are mated." She's like, "Yes, I know, I was there."
You said I didn't say it. You said it earlier.
No, you said it earlier.
No, you said it earlier.
Go back and watch this, guys. Everybody in the chat can confirm, and you can too. You said it. I was saying something about our interactions with each other, and you're like, "Yes, I know, I was there." Oh, but sitting too close together, the claustrophobia thing. And I said, "Yeah, sometimes." And you said, "Yes, I know, I was there." And I'm like, "Ah."
Yeah, you guys know that was not what happened.
I am not. Yeah. Oh, bullshit. Now go check it out. It was when.
It was well
go
before
watch the live
that.
when she beams on board. Nope. It's while she's on the transporter pad. I remember the frame we were on, so go check it out. Real proto Mike. Mommy and Daddy are fighting. Anyway. And now, so Worf's like, now we must solemnize our union with the oath. I'm not going to become your wife. You already are. It's like, whoa, chill. What the hell? That's a little harsh. I mean, anyway. Don't give me that Klingon nonsense. It was wonderful and glorious and all that, but it didn't mean anything. And Worf's like, that is a human attitude. I am human. You are also Klingon. So that means we should bond for life? Yeah. Great argument, I gotta say. This is well written.
But because Plakson is so naturalistic, like there's no she's obviously that character. She's obviously that character. There's nothing in between. That really helps. But yeah, it's funny because also Worf didn't want to commit earlier in the scene, as in the episode, and now he's one to commit fully, and she turns him down. So it's weird the paradigm shifts so drastically, because I think if he had been this approachable when she first beamed aboard, she might have been more susceptible, maybe. So I guess it's just timing more than anything, and how they're feeling. But do you think that actually is what it means, that once you have sex with somebody, that's you committing to them?
No, it's just like a religious belief, like you can't have sex until you're married kind of thing. So it's just him kind of pushing the traditional, like, as we said, Worf is probably the most Klingon of all Klingons because he wasn't raised in the Klingon culture, but he aspires to be the perfect Klingon, so he goes overboard with everything.
He's read all the ancient texts.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I think it is. At least not literally getting married the second kind of thing, but like now that we've had sex, we have to be a couple.
Well, I mean, I got the sense though that the yell would be enough. I mean, we make the vow to each other, and then that's done. Then we'll do a ceremony for our friends and family whenever we want to. But the yell is the important thing, the commitment. But I've never really thought of that as part of the, part of the culture. But like you say, it could just be a Worf thing. But does that mean he had never done it before? Ever? With anybody? Ever?
Right, that's the kind of the implication you get, yeah.
Yeah. Which is something you didn't necessarily know about Worf, but yeah.
Yeah. And Zaraxis throws in $2. Worf, it's 1989. You can't own me. Silly Worf.
Yeah, well, it's not just that. It's that she's a, I would consider quite a good diplomat, and apart from also kill them, I guess. I mean, in the sense that she was so high up, she was sent on this mission. It's quite a big mission, so in that respect. But yeah, I mean, would you want to be betrothed and not live on the same ship? Which one's going to retire? They don't think of it. They don't talk about it. So it's very abrupt, but I kind of like it, and yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not at warp because they weren't at warp earlier. Or is that later?
No, they're at warp right now. They're at warp right now.
That's next one.
But then we go back to the science lab where she's back and her hair is exactly the same and everything, but that's okay. And she's trying a few computer simulations. She realized that there might be another way. She's going to try a few things. But Worf brings Data, an android chaperone. And then they have an argument in front of him. Is honor all you care about?
Well, mostly, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, and then she's like, "What? Poor android. Which behavior is more confusing to you, humans or Klingons?" Well, at this point, I'd have a hard time deciding. It's great. It's not a big Data thing, role
it really
or part, but I mean, it's so well done.
And she's also not mean to Data.
No, she's not.
Like it's more of a factual thing, like saying human. Saying human, android. It's just which is nice. It's more just a But I also do think that he's there because he's useful.
Mm-hmm.
Asking his friend.
Then we get up in the conference room and we got a few more options. So ideally, we want to try to get to them before they wake up. And then we'd be able to go on board and make sure that they don't come to until the other ship gets there. The Prang. But then they ask, if they are awake, is there the option to disable the Tong? And they're like, nope, because then they'll just destroy it themselves. It's like, well, you're going to destroy them anyway, so that's kind of like the best option at this point. So anyway, running through all the options here, and pretty good scene. Geordi gets a few lines, and this is where we find out too that the old shielding systems weren't good at blocking gamma rays, or whatever. So we can find them, and they locate them right away. And so they get ordered to intercept them at warp 2.
Wow, the speed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like this meeting because they're not at warp anymore.
Yeah,
windows. I know. But then they sort of imply that they've already, they're right there. So I'm assuming they got to the coordinates, dropped out, waited to see what the other thing would do. They don't want to, unlike Picard, they're not going to warp right in next to the ship and scare them. They're going to, drop out of range and then slowly come in.
But we see the Katinga, and they're like, "Oh, are they awake yet? We don't even know. There's no they say no active power systems or no shields up, something like that."
Well, they say no. Do they? I thought they said no life signs. Well, yes, life signs, but no, we can't tell if they're awake or not.
I can't remember, but it's soon corrected because they get fired on. The disruptors hit them, and Data's like, "Or I could be wrong."
Genuine funny moment. I kind of laughed at that one.
Yep. And then they cloak, but like I said, they trace them. And Geordi, what the hell? Where'd Geordi go? They just came out of the conference lounge. I just realized this. They just came out of the conference lounge. Geordi's now coming up the turbo lift.
Well, he went down to tell.
He was going down to engineering and realized that, oh shit, there's a problem. So.
Yeah, he probably took. I mean, you get to the right to engineering, like 4 steps. They probably went down to say, right, everyone, I'm going to step out for a minute, and come back up. But yes, we've got this Katinga footage from TMP. It's mostly fine until one shot happens, but it's it's fine. I like that it cloaks though, because we never see a Katinga cloak in the movies. It's kind of nice to see that miniature cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Do we ever get a Katinga cloak ever?
In the animated series, we do the D7 cloaks.
Well, that's why I was clarifying Katinga, because we see a D7 cloak in Voyager 2, technically. But it's kind of cool because it can cloak. It's nice to be addressed that. And then Worf instantly says, "Let's another plan." It's a good plan too. Simple plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I love this. They're chasing it at low warp, and it keeps upping its warp, and they're like, right, straight to warp 8, cut them off. So and they cut it off within a few seconds. They at warp, I think it was 6, and they managed to pass it and stop instantly, pretty much. So I love the exponential value of warp. You can go, right, we've got ahead, and he's basically playing chicken now. And then you don't know if you got the dodgy shot. Yeah, this is the dodgy shot, which is the one shot they have, but now it's
Do they get it?
a shot from it's a shot from the intro. Oh, scale's bad. It looks bad. The comp's bad. Ugh. Just that shot. Well, you can look at the graph now. As not a good. I know they're trying. It's not a good looking shot.
This is remastered too. They should have fixed that.
Yeah. Should have got like a new shot of the Enterprise to kind of make a new perspective shot with that. But yeah, that's a shit shot. But they get some Klingons. And,
it looks like it's hovering right above the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. It's not good. But yeah, we get the Klingons. They do accept the hail, which I was almost surprised about.
Yeah, and I love the captain. He's actually from the A-Team. He's the guy that's after the A-Team all the time. I forget the actor's name, but recognize his voice instantly. He's from like MacGyver and Magnum P.I. and Knight Rider. He's always plays a bad guy. But yeah, her and Worf are in their Klingon garb, right? Klingon garb, and it looks actually awesome on Worf. Mm-hmm. There is an Art Asylum Diamond Select figure of Worf in this, which I want to get because it's such awesome looking armor.
I mean, he's wearing basically the exact same outfit as
Commander Krug from Star Trek 3.
Yeah, which is fine. It works well, and that's why later on when he wears the more conventional one, they've made more, so it's the less unique one. This is the ultra unique. I wonder how much they had to change it to fit him, because I'm pretty sure Christopher Lloyd and Michael Dorr aren't the same body shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks great. Although I'm wondering, they didn't even bother explaining the situation. So view screen, many humans, 1 android, 2 Klingons. Mm-hmm. They're like, what is this? And he's like, shut up, listen to me. It's like, I mean, we're not at war, okay? What? We captain a Federation starship?
Yeah.
There's a slight disconnect, I think, there. I guess you want to assume that, but it's like, why? Why would Klingons be captaining in full Klingon garb?
Because they're Klingons.
But it would have been nice if all of the bridge crew were in Klingon as well, like even Data. That would have sold it to me. Like, the entire ship is now in Klingon, just humans. So it just they feel so out of context. I'm sure the view screen isn't showing everyone else; it's just showing Worf, and therefore they don't know the rest of the crew's there.
Yeah.
But still, it just feels a little bit. It's great, but it feels a bit odd. Like they're playing fancy dress when they should be very serious and dramatic.
I'm gonna, not as usual, but as sometimes disagree with you there. I think it's great that they have the mix of the two, but the Klingons are different enough that they're in command, showing their strength. But Jeff Jacobs, $2. I am paying just to say Worf looks awesome. Mm-hmm. Yes. And Fleet Boss Whipback, $2. It's Dietrich Bader. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's the guy's name. Yes, thank you.
And look, Devro says about the Ensign and Admiral and Picard. Already talked about it, Devro. Already talked about it. No, there's not a video about it. It's really not that interesting. Although I did the video in this video, I guess. Go back and look at timecode unknown.
Right away, though, as soon as they enter the bridge.
This is fun.
But yeah, there is a video on YouTube about it. But anyway, I haven't watched it because it's probably just wrong. Anyway, so yeah, the guy's like, I don't believe you. Do you not trust your eyes? Look around. We're on a critical mission for the Klingon High Command. We have orders to fire on all Federation ships. Or it's like, well, lower your shields or we'll destroy you. Yeah, and have they lowered their shields? They haven't. Actually, I really like the scene where he walks up to the view screen and get the shot from the side, showing that the view screens are 3D in nature. It's a holographic 3D thing. So when you change perspective, and they do this a lot in TNG, where they walk up close, and the perspective of the person on the view screen is changed to the side. Love that.
Well, it's very effective.
Yeah, Squadra Course, $2. Got to run. Thanks for the TNG reviews. Well, thank you, Squadra Course. See you later.
Thank you.
but yeah, they haven't lowered their shield yet. Well, prepare to fire. And then, yeah. No, that's fine. Lower our shields. We believe you.
Yeah.
Kind of easy solution to the problem, because I don't know if a Klingon from that period would necessarily do that, but then again, being confronted by another Klingon, you're like, That's a weird looking ship too. We haven't seen that ship before, so.
I mean, it's clearly Federation. I mean, in our era, they were having cells, sources, registries, pennants, NCC, USS. I mean, it's it's too easy. It's a classic TNG too easy, but it's because of the spectacle of they put these two actors in full uniform. Although I'm kind of sad Kayla didn't get anything to say. It would have been nice to have her jump in and kind of banter off Worf. He's like, "What do you think, Commander Kayla?"
Oh.
"Well, I think we should kill them." "Oh, do you?" "Yes. If these warriors won't service the new Empire, then what's the point?"
Yeah.
"I agree, Kayla." "Human." "Yes, Captain. Phasers at maximum power." "Kayla," Kayla says, "is that enough?" "Ah, sorry. Full power and add 10%. Reroute power to phasers. Let's make sure
Crank
nothing...
it up to 11.
Yeah, make sure nothing survives." And the Klingon's like, shields down. You know, you could have made it much more interesting. At least have that dynamic. But the fact, again, 3 Klingons in full makeup, these 2 guys, there's enough fun value for it to work, but it is too easy. But,
yeah.
I mean, they're good warriors that serve the Empire. I mean, they followed orders, I guess.
Yeah, and I love how it's like Kayla will beam over and assume command of the assume command until the T'Prang or the T'Prang, whatever it was, gets there, and will escort you home. Because they're going to be. Well, we find out later the Prang is like 3 days away still, but so she's got to deal with these Klingon assholes for 3 days. Being half human and stuff, that should be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's going to work.
Stuff. Yeah, certainly. Not a big fan.
But I love Worf's last line to him, like, "Welcome to the 24th century."
Yep.
That was made for trailers. That's what that was made for. For like a preview for TNG to sell it to networks. Welcome to the 24th century.
Yeah, no. I like his balance here. He's not playing it like a Klingon captain. He's playing it like a hybrid captain to kind of give a sense of I'm something a little bit different. Yeah, although don't you like how he says fire, nothing happens, and then it takes a second for the guy to say, "Wait!" It's like, in a real battle, fire would have meant actually just like, a delay could destroy your ship.
Unless you're playing bridge crew. You're like, "Fire!" And the tactical guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but you're because he's adjusting his headset. It's like, no, we need to fire right now. God damn it.
They're killing us.
It happens.
I like that. But yeah, a little bit of easy ending, and then the bridge officers come out, and they say, what do you think of... Well done. Great job being in command. What do you think of being in command? He's like...
Good first command, yeah.
Comfy chair. It's nice. It's very gentle. It's very appropriate. Although, again, Plakson didn't say anything. Kind of sad at that, but that's okay. She gets an end bit. It's good stuff.
Yeah, the comfortable chair was good. It's one of those Worfisms.
Yep.
He's got a few of them during the series where he's just, whatever. I forget some of the other ones offhand, but there's so many just one-liners from Worf. But yeah, then we're down in the transporter room, and he basically tells O'Brien to fuck off.
Take a hike.
And O'Brien almost didn't take the hint. Well, so what's he doing? Like hanging out in the hallway right now?
He's gone to get a quick drink in the 10 forward.
See,
he got this. He made sure he got the assignment the closest transporter to 10 forward, so you could always go and get a drink.
Oh, and yeah, we should make note of her line to him. "You wear it well," but the chair. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we find out here that the Prang will arrive in 3 days, and she says, "I'll begin the assimilation of these Klingons to our era."
Yeah.
And then they have their little goodbye. Maybe we'll see each other again. It's one of those like
Casablanca.
Yeah, you're resistant to talking to the person the whole time they're there, but just as they're leaving, you're like, well, now we could kind of.
But still,
it always happens that way too. So,
But they still don't go full force. It's very restrained, and in fact, it's now Worf that says that final line to her, and she's like, "Yeah, you had your chance, and I had my chance, then you had your chance again," and then it's kind of, yeah, it's sweet, but I wish they'd kind of gone one step further, But it's bittersweet. I'll go bittersweet. But it is nice.
I'm glad we get to see the character again. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't remember the second appearance. I'll be honest.
I think it's Redemption. is
Does
the
she
name of the
bring
episode.
the kid? Because I thought she dies before the kid gets in the show.
That I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she brings the kid.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she gets killed, and then he's where he has to look after her, and then after him, and then we find out that he's getting sent off because Reunion is the name of the episode. Thank you, Martin Devon. And welcome back, Martin Devon.
Hmm.
Good to see
Howdy,
you again.
howdy.
Haven't been around for a while, so I was worried about you.
Yeah. Well, some people didn't like Picard, but we're back on TNG. Almost in season 3, Stuart.
Very
Some would
close.
say a good season. Although we've had some good ones this season. No, they made some.
This is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, talk about improvement of season to season. I mean, they certainly upped the bar this year. Except that first one. Except that first of the child. That is not good.
And the last one. This is a weird season bookended by crap. Got Shades of Grey on one side and the child on the other, and some good stuff in between.
Shades of Grey should be called total crap.
Shades of clip shows, or shades of other shows, or I don't know. I'll shut up.
We ran
Anyway.
out of money and didn't have a first pilot to steal from. The sequel.
Yeah. Well, the next one's a good one. Peak Performance is next, and it's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that too. It's a ship one. Of course it would be.
Exactly.
Of course it would be.
Yeah.
It's got so much ship. It's just ship porn the episode, isn't it?
It's got so much ship in it. Yeah. All right, so that is it for
The Emissary.
The Emissary. That's right. So, I mean, my overall take on it, I kind of said this at the beginning, but it's got so much great stuff. Suzie Plakson is awesome, makes another great recurring character as well. Worf is fantastic in this. You really get to see a lot of him. You get the interactions. You get some cute little scenes with like the comfortable chair and how'd you like your first command and the poker scene at the beginning. Pulaski's not really in it that much. It's also a good thing in a way. But when she is in it, she doesn't, insult Data or do anything that I hate. So that's good. Let's see. We get a classic Klingons. We get a Katinga, which is great. It's kind of an interesting concept having this. It's kind of like those the real life stories of Japanese soldiers that were on islands in the Pacific that didn't realize the war was over, and they actually continued living on these islands for like 20 years after the war, World War II, and didn't know the war was over. So it's kind of got that vibe to it, which is interesting. And I think it's a fantastic little episode, and I really like it. So there you go. Plus we get holodeck action.
Yeah. Which I think is actually some of the weaker stuff because it doesn't mean as much. I like the ship's characters, stories, and this is a very well scripted piece. The Kayla actress was so well cast, they couldn't have even understood how good until they got her on set because she elevates. So you can imagine if this was a more dull actress, would have fallen flat, or played it more Klingon or played it more whatever. It's almost what's the word? Like a play. Like a pantomime with she's sometimes a bit like this, but it works. It actually works. It's that fine line. The ending's great, although a little bit too easy. The Worf stuff's great. I wish they'd had more. We could have done with more of the subplot of the Katinga, and also call it Katinga would have been kind of nice, not kind of warship. I guess I didn't know what they were going to use, but they have a choice of one or one, so at least call it a Katinga, but whatever. At least it wasn't a D7, because I would be like, well.
We'll see. Yeah, that was a scripting thing. We don't know what the special effects guys are going to do, so we're just going to call it a Klingon warship.
Yeah,
because it could be a newer one and different design, something. I don't know.
Can we afford a miniature? No, we can't. Okay, great. But at least we didn't call it what it wasn't in the script. Yeah. But it would have been nice to say, we've got a special mission for the Klingon High Council. It would have been nice to actually hear what that was. That would have been a nice little payoff, or something. No, it's a good one. It's definitely one of the better ones, and it's a good Worf one. And like I said, it feels like a later one. I think the pacing is a little bit too slow, in the sense that if you cut a bit out and have a bit more Katinga at the end, would have been better because that was a good payoff. Just needed a bit more.
The holodeck scene was too long. The fight scene.
Yes.
The fight scene was too much. Too much.
And the Troi scene was a little bit too long, like a smidge. Again, just that intro, cut that down. Like, rather have her break the thing, rush out the room, now and 10 forward, she's already there. Boom. Save,
or
new set, done.
Yeah, or if in Reunion when they bring Kayla back, if her and Deanna had more of a closer friendship or scenes together in that one,
that'd have been cute.
Would have been good as a build-up, but that doesn't really pay off. So yeah, I agree with that as well.
But that's more a case of this show can run a little bit better if this or that, but it's a high bar. And guys, we're going to give our scores. Now we want you guys to give your scores. And look, Trek Culture's here. It's late for you.
Trek Culture.
Late for you and for me. You're right at the end. So give us your score of this episode. I'm sure you know the episode at least enough. So guys, put in your score in the comments or in the thing. Plus final super chats if you'd like. Of your scores out of 10 for both TNG, all of TNG, and season 2 as well. Stuart, why don't you give me your score? I can write it down.
All right, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 for season 2.
Right.
Because it is really good. As for all of TNG, this is going to get a... I was originally going to say a 7.5, but I'm going to give it an 8. Because it is up there for TNG. This is one that I really enjoy for multiple different reasons. And that's, for me, as you know, with my scores like that, it's all about rewatchability factor. This is one that I just have no problem rewatching. There's so much good stuff in it.
It actually is very rewatchable. Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
But only an 8, though, because you said it's one of your favourite of all TNG.
Yeah.
That's
There's still a lot better episodes. Yeah.
Okay.
How many episodes are there? How many?
Think. That's still top 40 or something.
Yeah, it's up there. I'm not going to give you a top 40 list ever.
No.
I don't know if you watched one of my lives where people are like, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? It's
I see it in your eyes, Stuart. I know exactly how you're feeling.
So, yeah.
Now, season 2 is... This point is tricky because I don't remember what we had in season 2. That's the annoying thing here. So I have a little scroll just to see what at least we had.
We had this weird dream of Picard's.
You've said that before, and I completely agree. I think this one... I have to get 8.5 for season 2.
Okay.
Because I think what was I had to scroll. What is a 9 is still higher than this, but it's damn close. But I think it is very, very high for all TNG as well. Because it also doesn't make Klingons look bad. It's a relatively, they do Klingons in this episode better than all of Discovery put together. Trying to be
absolutely.
3D Klingons. It's like they're not. They're awful. This is interesting. Even if she's a self-hating, or at least a Klingon hate, which doesn't actually self-hate very much at all, but, it's interesting. 7.5, I think, for all TNG. I think this is top quarter. And especially for it being so early on. I think that helps it boost a little bit. Because a really good season 7, you're like, yeah, they've learned all these lessons, but hitting it so good so early gives it an extra little boost of point. Because it is like, wow, this is a good early.
Well, it's one of those ones that if they didn't have the non-collared uniforms and you showed it to somebody, they wouldn't be able to put it as season 2. They would say it's, like you said earlier, probably season 4 or somewhere in there. But the uniforms date this one, sadly.
Yep, absolutely.
But so I'll read the super chat ones so far.
Great.
If you want to read some of the other ones, Fleetpaw Swiftback puts in $2 and gives it a 9 out of 10 for season 2. Very good score. And an 8 out of 10 for all TNG, and you copied me, even though I think you put that in before I did. Good Worf episode. Indeed. And Mr. Jeff Jacobs, $2, 9.5 for season 2. Wow. And all in TNG, an 8.5.
Wow.
All Trek. For all Trek.
Damn.
Oh, 9.5 for season 2 and TNG, and an 8.5 for all of Trek. Wow. Love it. Okay, cool.
That's pretty radical. Fair enough. Let's see. So non-super chat ones are Ryan 6.5 out of 10. Kellercams maybe 7. Okay. Captain Kenny 7.3. 7.5 from Becky. 8.5 for Fun Wow Commence. 8 out of 10 from Double Guitars. 8 out of 10 for Hooker. 8 out of 10 for Devereaux, 9 out of 10 for Raj, 8 out of 10 for Zachary, 9 out of 10 for Lance, 8.5 for Jazia, 9 for Christopher Rollins, These are some hella scores. I mean, this is achieving. And also, you're out of focus again. Aussie 9 out of 10. Yeah, thank you. Ginkgo says always 10 out of 10. Dawn 10 out of 10. Episode 10, 9 out of 10. TNG 10 out of 10. Okay.
And Fleet Pass Whipback puts in $2. May have been before Kayless, but Sam, say Kayless. Kayless! That's so good. I wish I could do that. Scamperfy puts in £2. I love this episode. It didn't stink. 7.9.
Thanks, man. And Matt Boardman says, I like that this episode introduces us to a storyline that plays out later in the series. Certainly does. And, you know, you see a baby who never gets mentioned after a certain... No, he's in DS9. He is in DS9.
He is in DS9, yeah.
He is in DS9, but he kind of has a big period of not being mentioned. Which is like...
And he suffers from soap opera syndrome, where they have a baby, then it goes away to like some private school and comes back aged 14 years in the space of 2 years.
Yeah.
That happens all the time in soap operas. So
yeah,
everybody makes the argument that Klingons age faster. Sure, there you go. That'll work.
Or Alexander was swapped out by a different Alexander to help be a spy for the Klingon Empire. Cool.
And 23 says Alexander is on TNG. Yes, but he also shows up in Deep Space Nine.
What a weird comment. Of course he is. He was invented for TNG. Yeah, 116 people still watching, 128 likes. I want to see 135 likes for sure. I think we finished it nice in time, so I think we can call that a wrap. So final super chat or super chats. Yesterday you had a nice bidding war of super chats. That was awesome to see.
Well, because Olivia messaged me afterwards. She's like, "Yeah, I'm very competitive with," and she lists all the like sports she did in high school, and then said, "So a super chat bidding war, I'm in." I'm like, "Ooh, well, you need to join all our lives then."
Well, yeah, no, save that for the originals as well.
Jeff wants 200 likes. Come on, Jeff. It's not going to happen. At least not. Oh, Olivia Julius is here. $1. She wins the slot for the last super chat. And nobody's that competitive that they're going to beat her, so it's fine.
I did think that'd have been funny yesterday if while you're doing your live, everyone put one, and it's just like you see like 15 ones in a row, just like a bidding war.
Wall of blue.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of like no comments, just one. It's like, wow, so many super chat ones. I just thought we should do that one time, just like a live calling. Can we get $1,001? And just like everyone gives one.
Zeraxis puts in $1. Here we go. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2 with a thumbs up sticker.
He's cheating. That's 2 ones.
That's fine. Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $2. No, I do. I will win this time. There we go. And Ozzy asks, "What time is the Drunk Live next weekend?" We don't know yet. We'll let you know. Olivia Julius throws in $1.
Thank you.
Now the winner.
No, it hasn't begun. We're fine. Yes, it was good enough.
Jarzia, $2. Not competitive, you say. Mike Bravo, $2. I win. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $1.
See, that's the
so, Sam, let's just sit back and relax and let this unfold as it should. Olivia Julius, $1. There you go.
See, that is the thing about like the $1 is funny because it's just.
Jeff Jacobs, 99 cents because he's a cheap bastard.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can do that.
Sunglassy shades, cool man sticker.
At that point, it's just a game. We're just having a game. So we've got 2 more of season 2.
Yes, Peak Performance and Shades of Grey.
Which is it's shocking that one is so good and one is so garbage.
Olivia Julius, $1. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $2. No, let me win. I want my win. Damn it. Yeah, but Shades of Grey. I mean, they use clips from good episodes too, so it's kind of it's not as bad as a lot of people say it is, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see once we actually review it, what I think of it.
Well, as we talked about it, the
AC Castillo, $2.
Ooh,
or $1.33. Sorry, what the hell? $1.30. Olivia Julius, $1. Jarzy at $2. Take my toonie.
That's hilarious. Because we said our live is mostly going to be us watching our own content, so it'll be a funny old.
I'm going to be drinking during that one, by the way.
Okay, so it's a pre-drink live drink.
Yeah, but that's hashtag Code of Honor was for season 1.
True.
Hashtag Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
It's for season 2. We'll have to find a hashtag bad episode for season 3 as well.
So for clarity, we did a drunk live for Code of Honor, and if you
Mike Bravo, $2. Let's review Star Trek Picard 10 episodes now.
Nope.
No.
We suffered that enough, thanks.
Jeff Jacobs, $3. Can't win if I don't beat my 3. Olivia Julius, $2. I'll take your toonie and match you $1.
This is the best bit almost, isn't it?
That would be $3 then. Because the toonie is $2.
Are we playing poker? Are we raising now?
Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $10. There, let's see if anyone will match this.
Oh, I have to say it, don't I? No, hold on. See, I had to get into the zone to get.
Sounds like you're choking on vomit.
Fleet push, we did rufitched.
Olivia Julius, $2. FK, whatever that means.
Fuck.
Oh, at least it's not. You know, if you to get around that, you can't put fuck in a super chat, but you can put PHUCK.
Ooh, we're gonna puck up.
Yeah.
Go pick yourself.
Olivia, $2, so that's awesome.
So we have. I don't remember some of these season 2 names. I'll be honest. Although we've got Romulans come up by episode 7. That's a good one. The enemy.
Mm-hmm. Jay Donaldson, $2. Season 3 will be hashtag Menage a Trois. Oh, for the word hashtag Menage a Trois. Troi, Menage a Troi for the worst. So Olivia Julius, $2. Hashtag Picard fertilizers.
Season 3 is best of both worlds. Now is that a drinking one? Is that just to enjoy it as like a celebration drink?
Maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to see how we feel by the end of the reviews for that season.
That's true. Because that again is that 1 episode 2? Because that's probably 2. Because that's worth 2 though.
Yeah, Mike Bravo, $2. Kayla in a red suit. Oh fuck I. Oh fuck. Put sweet. Sweet. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. No Picard fertilizer for you at Olivia Julius. Olivia Julius, $1. God damn. Not that we're complaining.
I mean, this is great.
You guys are crazy. We love that you guys like interacting with each other like you do. Like you guys all know each other, which is awesome. I just love the community.
Yeah, well,
Jars, you got $2. We're like old people stuck in front of slot machines. Push.
But it's true, the community, we had this channel for so many years before these lives could exist, before we could fund the channel with them, and so we built the community. You guys felt us. Discovery Season 1, we didn't have these lives. That was pre that. So we had all this content coming out, you got to know us, and then we really got to know you as well, and all these fun events we've had. I mean, some really special stuff.
Olivia Julius, $1.
$1. Basically, it's our choice to, when we end as madness.
I see. I think after we end, you can still put a super chat in for like a minute or two. I think somebody's going to sneak one in after the official end.
Oh, it's like eBay.
Yeah, snipe. Going to snipe the super chat win. Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $2. Patach, let me win for fuck's sakes. Olivia Julius, $2. Picard fertilizers forever.
They are popular. All Vinians all around the world use them.
Absolutely, they do.
So Stuart, so it's Friday today. Are you doing anything during the weekend? Anything planned?
Yeah, we're having an isolation hangout with a couple friends of ours, actually. We're going to go over to their place and sit at the other end of their garage so that we don't...
And don't touch anything.
Hold on. Sit. Don't move. Just don't move. Stay exactly where you are, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, so I got a wallpaper behind you, and you were lined up like, perfectly. Sorry, I had to get that picture because you were just lined up so perfectly. Mike Bravo, $2. Why does Worf have many dead mates? What?
Well, Jadzia and Kayla
and... Oh, mates. Like, fuck buddies.
What?
Jeff Jacobs.
Well, he proposed both of them. What do you want from him? He tried. Got married to one.
Good God. Jeff Jacobs, $3. Thankfully, my job is safe. $3 for Olivia.
Aww.
Olivia, $1. AC Costello, $2. Madness. This is Trekyards. Kicks randomly. Instead of this is Sparta. Yeah. Olivia Julius, $2. Thanks, Jeff Jacobs.
And so until you see us tomorrow for a Star Trek Online ship, dum.
Don't call me dumb, dum.
Oh God! Someone else tried to eBay snipe. A new one I haven't seen before. Hello.
Oh, Sadrach Telford, $2.
Hello.
See? Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for super chatting. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed and hit the like button. But thank you for super chatting. I was going to say you won. Olivia sniped you with $1. So
we'll say bye. So let's see what happens in 3, 2. Bye, guys.
bye, everybody.